Can you share with us what the Dolphins told you specifically about your role coming to the team?
Alan, honestly, man, that's a conversation I'd rather keep, in-house. It's a unique opportunity for me, for this organization. And I'm happy that I could be a part of it this season. I'm going to be the best version of Teddy that I can be, helping the way that I know how to help, being genuine, and still giving my all to this game.
If I may follow, are you coming in with the idea that you'll be backing up Tua, or do you feel that you might have a shot to win the starting job?
No, that's something that the coaches and I we talked about, and I'm confident in that conversation, and it's really something that I'd rather not discuss.
And all that implies, ladies and gentlemen, the first answer said it all. He's not going to talk about it, and it's a unique opportunity. Well, how unique is it to go in and back up a starting quarterback? It's not unique. It happens all the time. It happens every year. Every team has a backup quarterback. And there's two kinds of backup quarterbacks. There's the guy who goes in willingly grabbing the clipboard and understanding that he's there to support, serve, help, mentor sometimes the starter. Then there's the backup quarterback who's competing directly and openly with the starter. This is the unique opportunity. This is the competitor in backup's clothing. That's what this is. And the problem is Teddy kind of gave that up yesterday. But this is perfect for the Dolphins because it allows them to say that Tua is the starter. But it allows them to have a viable alternative ready in the event that Tua struggles or gets injured. And they're not going to mess with Tua. They're not going to play games like last year. They're not going to flirt with anyone openly. Tua's the guy. Tua and on don't activate. And you just let nature take its course. That's the best way to do it. Just see what happens. And organically.
Sure.
Spontaneously, we could end up with Teddy Bridgewater as the starting quarterback, and no one will say boo because it will only happen because Teddy gets an opportunity, he makes the most of it.
All right, so why did Teddy say that then? Just Teddy say Tua's the starter. Say Tua's the starter.
I know.
That's a BS move by
coached.
Teddy. He
wasn't
activated
very well.
He activated it. That's his ball.
All he has to say is, "I'm here to do whatever they want me to do, and I'm here to support Tua Tagovailoa."
I know this is where again that to me is it's political Teddy Bridgewater once again. That's what he is. He's a politician. He plays like a politician. He acts like a politician. It's a BS move. I don't know any other way to say it. It really is.
Wow.
Tua's the starter. Tua's the starter. He knows that too. Did they probably tell him like, hey, we want you to come down here, push Tua. He doesn't have a future cemented here that it's definitely if he falters, okay, then we won't be afraid to play you. He's got an injury history, so we really need you to be ready to go. Did they say that? Sure. Yes. But we all know Tua's the starter. Teddy knows that too, but you know what? He didn't say it because he wants to cause problems, and I don't like that.
Wow.
Yeah, eat it. I'm sick of the politics of Teddy Bridgewater.
Hang on.
Tackle the guy when you throw an interception. Stop taking shots at the Carolina Panthers and their way they practice when you leave the door. He does it too much, and he gets away with it all the time.
You've been hanging around me way too long. Way too long. Because that's usually the line that I would and I did all I
hasn't
you're
even
right,
spoke
though.
to Tua yet. He's gonna take shots like that. Good. That's cool, Teddy.
It was a perfect opportunity until Teddy said what he said. Right? If Teddy comes in and says, "I'm here to back up Tua Tagovailoa. I'm here to support him any way possible," and then nature takes its course, yeah, no big deal. But now he's telegraphed it by not saying what all he had to say was, and he told the truth. Kind of. I mean, he would have been lying to us if he said, "I'm here to back up Tua," that they told me I'm here to back up Tua, because they didn't. But they should have gone a step farther and said, this is the way it's going to be, and when you're asked about it, here's what you need to say. Not say, well, I'm really not going to talk about my unique opportunity here in Miami. So
he just started a quarterback controversy down there. I guarantee we're going to hear it down the week. Are they competing? Are they going to compete for the star? It's going to be all through training camp now.
Here's what's funny. Tuanon's going to be mad at us for saying this. They're already mad at me for simply reciting what Teddy said and not going all out. Teddy's being a jerk here. All I said is, hey, this is a perfect opportunity for the Dolphins because if Tua stumbles at all, Teddy swoops in. I didn't go anti-Teddy.
So you're saying Tuanon might like me for the first time ever. They might actually.
Tuanon's going to be even madder at you because you're exposing the ruse even more than I did. But you're going after Teddy.
I am.
So Tuanon may like you,
right?
Because you are the one that's pulling the sheet off of what they're trying to hide.
Yes.
And that is that they've brought in Teddy to compete with Tua, but they just don't want anyone to realize that Teddy's competing with Tua. You've blown up their spot when it comes to what they were trying to do.
I have a hard time even thinking there's going to be a competition. That's where I don't want to get into it either. I mean, really? Do you really think that I think Tua would have to throw 3 interceptions in every preseason game for him not to be the starter. Like, really? Do we really think Tua's not going to be the starter week 1? All this stuff they did in the offseason. Come on. Come on now. That's where
right, but can he hold the job? Who's better? Who's better right now? Who's better? Take away the politics and the stuff you were complaining about with Teddy. Who's the better quarterback right now?
It's close. It is close. I mean,
who fits the offense better?
Honestly, I think Tua does. I do. I think Tua fits the offense better as far as those things. You know, Teddy's got an advantage as far as he's played more and got more experience with all that. But arm strength, I think if I look at that, I'm going to go, okay, it's really close. I'm going to probably call it almost like a even tail of the tape. I do think Tua has the ability to throw with the ball with different angles. I think Tua's actually a better athlete. They're both fragile. So he doesn't have an advantage there either. They're both your backup quarterback's as fragile as the guy that's starting. That's the other thing there too. So yes,
What the hell is fragile? What the hell is fragile?
Fragile.
I think it's just fragile.
Okay.
Fragile. Fragile.
I'm emphasizing the words and the enunciation there. But yes, that's where, again, Tua's the starter. I have a hard time thinking that they even told him that, oh, wait, this is an open competition. I really do. I don't even buy that part of it. There's no way. Tua Mike Daniels, they're putting out videos of him talking, Mike McDaniels on the phone in the airplane on the private plane talking to Tua. That wasn't like, hey, we're going to start a competition between a career journeyman here. That's where it's wrong. It's a BS move by Teddy. That's the only way I could say it. BS.
But 1 year, $6.5 million contract with a $3.5 million incentive package.
Right.
Surely those incentives aren't earned by Teddy Bridgewater standing on the sidelines.
No.
So they've baked in the possibility.
Yes.
See, that's where you're right. Teddy blew this up. All Teddy had to do was humble himself for one phone call and say, I'm here to be the backup. I'm here to be the best Teddy Bridgewater I can be. Tua's the starter. Tua's the guy. I'm going to do whatever the team wants me to do. They didn't do a good enough job of getting that message through to him because I don't think they wanted him to say what he said yesterday. They don't need that. They don't want that.
Right.
After a year of undermining Tua Tagovailoa.
Right.
And we saw what happened when they undermined him.
Yes.
It was a mess. It was only after the trade deadline came and went that the Dolphins all of a sudden end up becoming a pretty damn good team and win 8 out of 9 games because that cloud was moved away. That lingering distraction of Deshaun Watson. So now Teddy has put a little cloud right over the team. Not like last year, but it's still there. There's still something there. It's not what I think the Dolphins were hoping for. I agree with you.
Okay.
But they should have recognized it. And I think Mike McDaniel, who I got a lot of respect for and I like his way, he maybe should have.
Yeah, they just made it very clear about what you got to say and what you got to do here.
Here's what we got to do. We got to sell this. And I know you may not want. We got to come up with a way that you can answer these questions that doesn't blow up what we're trying to do.
Exactly.
Because he kind of blew up what they were trying to do.
Right. He's going to cause a little bit of a media firestorm, and he laid down a foundation, to start this conversation here now and let talking heads like you and I do it, and it's going to continue. And that's where Yes, I can't imagine the Dolphins are happy with those comments. I'm not, especially Tua, who's going, what the hell? I mean, damn, I'm finally the starter. It looks like they're finally going to just go with me. We're not looking at Deshaun Watson. You believe the rumors or whatever. Maybe Flores didn't like Tua. Okay, wait, I got a coach in here that believes me. And now you got that. That's just, yes, like you said, it's not the best look for their team. It's not the best for their team just for it to perform at its highest.
I'll say what I said last year. The open and free advice to Tua Tagovailoa, which definitely was guaranteed to get his money's worth. React like Tom Brady would. React like Tom Brady would. That's what he should have done last year, and that's what he needs to do now. React like Tom Brady. Go out and kick ass. Go out and leave no doubt. Go out and do everything you need to do. Put in all the work. Put in all the time. Get on the TB12 method. Do what you have to do to ensure that Teddy Bridgewater never has an opening. You never get injured. You never falter. You never stumble. You go out there and you build on what you did last year. You embrace this new offense. You outwork. You out-hustle. You out-everything Teddy Bridgewater. Hey, Teddy, you want to play this passive-aggressive game with me? I'm just going to kick your ass. I'm just not literally, although I would pay to see that. I'm going to go out there every day, and I'm going to prove every day why you were available for a 1-year, $6.5 million contract, and why I was the 5th overall pick in the draft. That's the attitude he's got to have.
Yeah, I agree. He's going to have to just, he seems like he's such a nice, lovable guy. We haven't seen pissed off, mean, mad Tua since he's been an NFL quarterback. Let's go be the general of, the ship, the army, whatever. That's where I think we'd all like to see that aspect of him. You got to have a little bit of that edge and be that guy to be a successful starting quarterback in football. And I'm not sure he has it quite yet. Hopefully it's going in the right direction, and hopefully a guy like Mike McDaniels can bring it out of him a little bit to lead the football team and make sure that everybody knows he's in charge and the guy.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.